Hello, travelers. Tara here, and today is December 20th, 2017. This is going to be an open reading. We are just a few days away, a couple of days away from Saturn moving into Capricorn and Mercury stationing direct. Yay! This has been a crazy Mercury retrograde for me. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know that you have a couple of days left on the discounts that I have off on several of my products. Over on the website. If you are interested, simply click on the little I right there. That'll take you directly over to my website. I've got a December tarot special. All of this stuff is on the menu, so if you go over, just take a look around. And then, if you're interested, click the appropriate button, link. What I will say, that ends, all of those specials end on the 22nd at midnight. So, there won't be any more coming for a few months. So with that being said, I have had several people, 5 people in fact, who have purchased the 20 for 20 video reading from me, and all 5 of them were like, well, that I don't understand what the cards are saying. It doesn't resonate with me. And I had one person say, I'm really disappointed in my reading because it didn't speak to anything that I was talking about. Those of you who have been with me for a while know that I tell you the cards will never, ever, ever tell you what you want to know. They will tell you what you need to know. Now, whether or not you can handle that would be strictly up to you. But I've had these 5 people say, that none of it resonates with me. Then now the emails are coming in. So last night I got one that says, oh my God, you were right. That the person came back. The other person wrote me and said, you were right. The person came back. So these are things also that happen under a Mercury retrograde. And now that Mercury is about to station direct, there's going to be communications coming in and people returning you, hearing from people. Do know that Mercury will be, it'll take about 2 weeks for it to get up to full speed. So from December 22nd, once Saturn moves into Capricorn, then Mercury stations direct. Then we have a Sun-Saturn conjunction. Then we have the full moon, okay, on January 2nd. And then by January 10th, this situation will at least be not so muddled. I'm not going to tell you that it's going to be cleared up, but it will not be so muddled. Now, I don't know. I cannot speak for any other readers out there, but the way that I read the cards is simply that you can ask me a question. You can ask the cards a question. I cannot guarantee you that the cards are going to answer that specific question. And typically when that happens, it's because the cards are trying to tell you what you need to know, not what you want to know. Okay. And I have no control over what the cards are saying. Sometimes I get a little, wow, what is this all about? I don't even know. But what I will tell you is this. There is no timing in the tarot. If there was exact timing within the tarot, I would be on Wendy Williams prognosticating, and y'all wouldn't be able to afford me. My ass would not be on YouTube, okay? So things happen in their own right divine time. To give you a couple of examples, last year I did a reading for a lady who said to me, well, it doesn't resonate and I want to get another reading. And I said, no, I'm not going to, you're welcome to pay for another reading if that's what you want to do. But the bottom line is I trust what my guides have to tell me. I don't always have to understand what they're telling me. I don't always have to know the particulars behind the story, but I trust what they tell me when I'm reading the cards. So this particular lady got this reading and she was quite upset by it. And then 9 months later, she emailed me out of the blue. She goes, oh my God, everything that you said, was going to happen. And it happened exactly the way you described it through the cards. She said, I didn't believe that you were a good reader. I didn't believe that you knew what you were doing. I didn't even believe in card reading. She says, but this has shown me something different. There was another, one of my regular clients, I gave her a reading and she says, I didn't understand anything those cards were talking about. 4 months later, everything that I told her, She emailed me back. She says, oh my gosh. She says, I even had my friends at work view the video. She said, and we were sitting with our mouths open. She said, because it happened almost exactly word for word like you said. Once I did a reading for a girl in Australia, and she was wanting to read about her ex-boyfriend. But when I laid the cards, they were telling me this weird ass story. And I kept asking her during the reading, during the whole reading, are you sure everything's okay with the boyfriend that you're with now? Are you positive? She kept going, oh yeah, everything is fine. We hung up the phone. 5 minutes later, she contacted me back. That boyfriend that she was living with, she was reading on the ex-boyfriend, right? That boyfriend she was living with kicked her ass out right then and there. And I kept trying to tell, are you sure? You know, I said, because this is not what my cards are telling me. No, everything's okay. So sometimes things happen quite soon. And then sometimes it takes time for things to occur. I have a friend who also reads cards. He said there was a lady that used to come to him all the time reading about this guy that she, you know, they had a relationship and they broke up, and he got with somebody else. And he said every time he read for her, the cards would show that the guy was going to come back. Well, 3 years passed and the guy didn't come back. So she ended up meeting another person. She got married. They bought a house. They were expecting their first baby when, guess what? The guy came back. So, you know, timing is, it's not, in the seventh dimension, the concept of time doesn't operate the way that we do it here on the third plane. Okay. This is a material plane, and time is something that we look at in a logical, linear fashion. That particular way of looking at time and viewing time and the way that time operates in the seventh dimension does not operate like that. So just because if you get a reading, no matter who you get this reading from, you know, sometimes you can tell when that person the reader is not being truthful. And then sometimes you have to question what it is that they're telling you. And what I mean by that is, those of you who have had readings with me know that I do not ask for any details. I just want your damn question, your birth dates, and your sun sign. And the reason why I do it that way is because I want you to know that the information that I am getting is coming from my guides. Because sometimes you'll have unscrupulous readers who will ask you for a whole bunch of details and then turn around and rephrase what you just told them to say that that's what the cards are telling you. Okay, so you do want to be cautious. So to remove that kind of nefarious energy that can exist, I don't ask for any details. I just want to know what your question is and give me those birth dates, those names, and the sun signs. That's how I actually pinpoint people. You could be dating somebody named John James, and there's 5,000 damn John Jameses in the world, right? So that's why I ask you for their birthday and their sun sign and their name. I want to pinpoint that person in the collective. And so that person that emailed me who said that they were disappointed, try to keep an open mind, because my guides, I'm telling you, I had to question that for a minute. I was like, well, what the hell? I've had 5 people in a row tell me. And now they're coming back and saying, oh my God, exactly. I didn't know what they were talking about. I didn't know what they were talking about. And sometimes, truthfully, I may get the people mixed up. Sometimes the energies are so commingled that I can't really separate them out. Okay. And if that is the case, what I have to do is distill that energy down and pick up what is the core of it. So I'm not reading cards. I read energies around situations. Okay. And so with that said, we're just going to go ahead and, you know, don't be, a lot of you get readings and you expect to get the exact answer and you want to know exactly when. It doesn't work like that. And if you approach it with that attitude, you very well will be disappointed and think that the person is BSing you when they're really not. So you just need to, you know, try to keep an open mind. You will know, you know, that's why I say I have an article over on the website about how to know if your psychic is real or not. Okay. For those of you who haven't read it. So with that said, let's go ahead and get the cards down. This is general. It will not resonate with everyone, and to gain any insight into your situation personally requires a reading. I meditate on your birthday, your sun sign, your name, whomever you include in the reading, and the question that you send me. Okay? That devil card just showed himself to me. So let's see if he presents himself in the reading. Yeah, I don't control what the cards say. I have no control over that. The cards are a living, breathing entity, and I have very, very high regard and very a lot of reverence for them, because, you know, they really are something quite otherworldly. King of Wands, Ace of Swords, Seven of Cups, Seven of Coins. Wow, the Magician. The Four of Wands. Oh, wow, two aces. Ace of Coins. There he is. The Devil. And the Emperor. Well, isn't that something? Message right down the center. This is about Mercury and Saturn moving direct. Right down the center. Yes. Aces are always yeses. Wow. Okay. Underneath the deck, I have the Judgment. This is our overall energy here. Isn't this interesting? I have two fours. The Emperor is a 4. And there's the Four of Wands. And I have two sevens. 7 of Cups, 7 of Coins, and two aces. And the 3 major arcana cards. Now, right off the bat, the Magician in the center. Not only is this about the planet Mercury, it is about that energy of control and flow. Okay? And what do I mean by that? As above, so below, right? So this is about controlling the flow of energies. What are you invested in? What are you trying to do? What do you want to do? What are you trying to create? Okay. Now, what do magicians do? Magicians, if they're good, they study, they learn, they practice, 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 practice until they get that illusion just right. And then when it is just right, they present it. Okay? Trial and error. The Magician says that you have all of the tools and skills that you need to create exactly what it is that you want to create. I'm picking up a lot of high manifestation energy off of this reading, even with the Devil sitting here. And what is the Devil really? The Devil is speaking about, the Devil represents the energy of the planet of Saturn. And Saturn represents limitations and restrictions. He's known as the taskmaster. Okay? In other words, he comes to slap you around a little bit and ask you, what the hell are you doing? You know you need to fix this X, Y, and Z. Okay? So here, let me show you where those structures that you've been operating under previously are weak. They're flawed. They don't work. And what I want you to do, I'm going to give you 2 years to come in and fix this, shore that crap up. Now, he represents the material plane. So we're talking about finances, property, sex, food, drink, drugs, money, those things that we enjoy here on the physical plane, right? Saturn and the devil can show you where you have been limiting yourselves in those areas, but it can also show where perhaps other people have been limiting you as well. Okay. What do I mean by that? Well, let's say for those of you who are on the website, and we've been doing our old style conjure things, you know, in writing that petition, I was showing you the difference between how to write a petition and what to ask for. So let's say that I want a job, and I'm manifesting up, and I'm, you know, doing my thing to manifest up this job, and I say, okay, well, I want a job, and I want a job making, you know, good money. Well, the universe is going to bring you a job, but what's good money to you? Okay, it could be any old kind of job. It could be something that you really don't like. It could be a job where you end up not getting along with your boss, not getting along with your coworkers, and the money that you're making may be good, but it ain't enough to put up with the crap that you're going through, right? So that's about being limiting yourself in terms of the physical plane. But then because you've manifested that situation up, those people are limiting you as well. Okay. So let's say I want a job. What kind of job? I want a job that I can make more than enough money to pay my bills. I want a job in which I get along with my boss and my coworkers, that the company views me as a valued employee. There is an eye to promotion and advancement here, and I want to make X amount of dollars for my pay per month, or however it is that you want to get paid. That is the difference. That is how you shore up those things that you need to fix. So this is really about some of you are going through a phase. The phase has been very slow, very, very confusing. A lot of you are waiting for that harvest to come in. Now, some of you may be dealing with, I have these two fire sign males sitting on the end. And this could be even you, even as females. I'm a Virgo sun, but I can embody the energy of a King of Wands. Okay. I run my own business. I make my decisions. I have lots of ideas. That's the energy of the King of Wands. Okay. That's the energy of the King of Wands. Now, to me, an emperor is always more than a king. All right. So if I were looking at this reading for myself, I would say, man, I need to conjure up some stuff. I need to control the flow of energy because I'm trying to move from being a king to an emperor. Okay. And maybe this timing down the center tells me that something's going to break for me. All right. Well, am I ready or am I not? Now, for others of you, this could literally be about a fire sign male, Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo, who has entered in or has provided you some information or clarity. We don't know what this Ace of Swords is all about. Aces are always yeses, but they're opportunities. What do swords represent? Thoughts, perceptions, beliefs, ideas, and communication. But then we have this Seven of Cups. So the Seven of Cups tells me that there's some kind of confusion surrounding whatever this ace is. Okay. And here with the Seven of Pentacles is the card of waiting for the harvest to come in. In other words, you have laid that groundwork. Everything seems to be in place, but there's one more element that has introduced itself. Now, that element can be this particular King of Wands, yeah? Or this element could be something on the material plane. This could be a new financial situation that has cropped up. Maybe there was an extra bill, or maybe there was, you get a chance to, you've been saving and you get a chance to take a trip. You know, I don't know what that extra coin is, okay? But it goes, this is what's interesting to me. That coin at his feet is the coin that's lying on the magician's table. And it is also this Ace of Coins. Now, what does this Ace of Coins mean? Like the Ace of Swords, it is an opportunity that is being presented or has been or will be presented to you. Now, in accepting this opportunity, well, first you have to be in the right place. Okay. You got to be ready for it. And the opportunity can be financial, but it's also an opportunity for you to do something different and to take a different path. The coins simply represent not only finances, but also the physicality of actually doing something. This is about doing something, okay? And in doing it, it can lead you to a new direction or put you on a new path. Now, sometimes I see this devil card in that sense as being responsibilities, taking on a lot of heavy responsibilities. For some of you, this could be about a promotion or a raise. For some of you, this could be about perhaps the purchase of a home or a new piece of property. For others of you, this could be about a relationship that you're having. There are really no cups here except for the 7. Now, the 2 sevens, you don't know I like to give you all this information. So, 2 sevens in a reading can say that self-confidence issues may cause instability in the relationship. And sometimes that's the devil, limiting yourself, chaining yourself due to past experiences, karmic experiences. But as above, so below. I have 2 4s here. 2 4s speak to house repairs or looking to move house. 2 aces speak to a new partnership. Yeah, you got it? Now, let's go back a little bit in depth and take a look at what I'm going to look at the 7 of cups, the 7 of coins, the 4 of wands next to the magician. Then I'm going to look at the 7 of coins next to the devil, the 4 of wands next to the emperor. Okay? This will give us a little bit more in-depth information here. I'm also going to give you that other interpretation of 2 sevens, 2 4s. Now, 2 sevens can speak of false friends. That's also devil energy. All right? You know, those people that don't never want you to get ahead, they smile up in your face, but they do shit behind your back, or they try to tear you down. Let's go to the 7 of coins. How do you defeat that? Through sheer willpower and personal determination. And the secret to manifesting magician energy is to already see it fully formed. Now, here it is. It's touching on the emperor. It says that you are currently surrounded by lots of changes and opportunities. You are asked to consider all options objectively before making the final informed choice or decision. There it is, the timing. There it is. The judgment and the discernment. Judgment is just that. What is your judgment? If you get it right, you can be called to a new life. That flag there is telling you that some help is on the way. There is some announcement coming. For some of you, this may have already happened, and it's just a matter of tying up loose ends. Again, make an informed decision before you move ahead. Let's look at this 4 of wands here. Then we're going to pull cards on this ace at the top and this devil here. Because for some of you, this could be a new opportunity of joining with somebody, joining forces with somebody to build something. Because that's what Capricorn is. It's about big institutions, hospitals, government, companies, corporations. So we see this new opportunity, and then we see that there's this energy of perhaps if accepting it may put you in a position where you can't get out of it. Here's the emperor. So the emperor is asking you to remain logical. Do not allow your emotions to enter into this too much. I think this is a very important decision for some of you. It's about a new partnership coming in. Sometimes the devil can be that of commitment. This could literally be somebody coming in that you're going to commit to. The devil is not always a negative energy, okay? He can simply be about sex or solid property values. He could, having a good time, letting loose and enjoying those things that on the physical plane you're here to enjoy, right? 2 4s. I have the Four of Wands and the Emperor. Tells of a safe and secure period of time. But now let's see, listen, the Four of Wands next to the Magician tells of exciting and original ideas, concepts, and projects. I really think that this Devil card is really just trying to say that this is the timing of it, roughly. Yeah, exciting new ideas, projects, and goals. Okay. I don't see it telling me anything next to the Emperor and or the Devil. And then this odd thing of someone moving up a level. They go from a king, and then whatever they do or whatever they come up with takes them up a level. Here we see right now, again, there's some confusion about whether or not I think the many options or choices that are presented. So this is someone really trying to gain control over, this could even be somebody trying to gain control over their finances, the truth of the matter. Okay, and in doing so, they move themselves up to another level. We see that there's some confusion here about these 7 cups. So let's go to the aces. I want to see here. Now, aces are portalways between the realms of the major arcana and the minor arcana. They allow powerful but impersonal forces to come into your life. It is always interpreted as beneficial, positive, and life-enhancing. So the ace is telling you that it's a window of opportunity that is open, and it tells you to pay attention so that you don't miss it. Think of it as a seed of possibility that will grow if you give it your attention and your care. Two aces. Remember, I was just telling you this is about some kind of commitment. Two aces often tell of a wedding. Well, sometimes that's the wedding house too. Okay, that's the wedding card, the shacking up card. All right, let's throw some energy on this ace here. Maybe this is about somebody trying to get a divorce. Okay, so that they can move on. A wedding is not always in the sense that somebody's getting married. A wedding could be talking about somebody who's already in a marriage. These are 2 Aries cards here. This is Venus in Aries, and this is Aries, the ram. Like maybe there's some confusion over, I don't know, moving in with somebody, or who actually is going to be, quote unquote, head of household, who's going to be the leader, so to speak. But it looks like whatever this partnership is, it's beneficial in one way. Let's take a look at what this Ace of Swords is trying to tell us. Well, what do you know? A meeting, a reunion. Now, sometimes this card is also about a job interview. There is the finances card. There is the safe. So this is about money. But safes are not only where you, about money. This is where you place your valuables or things that you feel are irreplaceable to you. Yeah. It also speaks to the concept of security, the suspiety, the sighing, the longing, the waiting for your ships to come in. waiting on the harvest. Okay. Now, past, present, future, past, present, future. So we see this progression of something moving, but it's not doing so in a very straightforward manner. That would be our Mercury and Saturn. I have seen Saturn transits across people's fifth and seventh houses to mean meeting a committed partner, actually going into a committed partnership with somebody. Now, if it's the fifth house, this is going to be a lover with children, or maybe you have children. If it is the seventh house, this could be not only a marriage, but it could also be a business partnership, the blending of two families. So it depends. I want to look at the Seven of Cups. What is this confusion all about? Well, now, this is Venus in Scorpio, and Venus in Scorpio is that energy of obsession, staying too long in a relationship, because it offers you lots of things, but you know, you got doubts about it. Venus in Scorpio can be very vengeful, very revengeful, very manipulative. Why? Because it's trying to hang on to all of those things. But in a sense, if you see, those cups are all in a cloud, so you know, it's power, it's money, it's peace, it's property, it's all these particular things. But yet, having all of those things, there's still something quite missing. Well, this is about perhaps maybe discovering what that thing is, being bold enough to lift the veil on that. But is it what's good for us? The Lecherezza. Now, in one respect, colloquially, the Lecherezza is looked at as the sex card. You can say that. But at the same time, this card is about tact, lightness of being. This speaks to someone's temperament, their attitude, and sentimentality. That it's fluttering around like the butterfly, you know, tentatively landing lets me know that this situation is in flux. Donna de servicio. But even still, here is the donna de servicio. She's a helper. This is somebody who helps. So she's like the action card. So we see that even though this confusion is happening, there in a sense is something positive about it. Now, here is the morte. So let's say somebody has been balking because of whatever the case may be. Well, in a sense, this card is telling you that that's coming to an end. It's a complete and utter separation of a confusing situation. But what is the morte but a new beginning? It is a transformation of a situation. Okay, so even though this donna de servicio is here, it's kind of saying that this situation, either for one party or for another party, is good in some way because it does a release. It's about a release. Let's look at the devil. This could be someone coming out of a, I don't know, bad relationship, but there's still some things happening here. You see his back is to all of this. He's still looking towards the past. You see, he himself has been waiting on something new to come in. Can we see that? He himself has been waiting on something new. Okay? He's poised. He's already laid the groundwork. He's looking, and then suddenly we see this new element being introduced here. And maybe sometimes the devil is about fear. Saturn, his base of operation, his baseline operation is fear. Okay? Fear can keep you stuck in a particular situation. And what's interesting is light and dark. Look at that. The emperor represents males. That's a sun principle. But here's the devil, which is all darkness. This could be about someone really deciding to do something different. In order to take that new path, though, they've got to walk through that tunnel of darkness to get to the other side. Sometimes it's just that simple. Meditation and thought. And this is an interesting card, La Vecchia Signora. This is the relative, the friend, the old confidant, the person who will not only listen, but who can also give you some good advice. It could also speak to an older woman. And by older, I don't necessarily mean somebody who's in their 70s or 80s. This could just be the concept of an older woman. And then the letter. But this could also be falling on the devil. Someone who might still have some kind of attachment to an old friend. Okay? Give or take. It's about, this card can also be about sex. As you see, there are 3 people in this card. So, with that being said, I'm going to pull 3 cards on this Emperor. Remember, there's also the possibility of false friends here, and self-confidence issues. There are no women, there are no queens, but this could, like I said, this could also be you and your energy. Maybe this is, might be about work. What do I know? I just read cards. Well, quite interesting. The limitations card. 2 people, they're chained, somebody's being chained up, right? But like I always say, if you're chained in a situation, if that person doesn't literally, if you're not literally chained up in the basement or in the attic or in the backyard or whatever the case may be, you can free yourself from this. So the question becomes, why does this person feel that they're limited? Why are they acting as though they're limited, they're constrained, and they can't move? Yeah? Did this person do that to themselves, or has somebody done that to them? Okay? But it falls in the past position. The Lamante, male, requited love. Remember I was talking about this could be about some kind of past connection to an old lover. And that's how with La Vecchia Signora shows up like that. See, the person, the lover is looking at the fact that he is limited and he can't move. And there's the Domestico. Now, the Domestico is a sleazy kind of a character. He does help. He's a domestic. That's what he does. But he's also a collaborator. Okay? And it also speaks to the man returning. See the hat in his hand coming back? Falling on the Emperor. I think this is someone who is not exactly sure. He knows what he wants to be, but he's not sure either that he can achieve that, maybe due to baggage that he has, or some previous past connection that he's still involved with. And he's not exactly sure. So I would suggest, I think the main thing that's coming across is to, if this is about meeting somebody new, take a wait and see attitude. This could also be someone returning back to say, hey, I'm the man, I'm here. Okay. And this energy is passing out. This is our last card down. It's passing out. See, these cards would go like that. Let me show you. See, he's looking at that new thing that's really positive. And he's walking into either an ending of something or a complete and utter separation from something, in which case it speaks to, okay, a transformation of a situation, which might be why the Emperor has shown up. So I feel that this will be a person who will not make fast moves, who may be rather closed-lipped, tight-lipped. You don't really know what's going on. In which case, maintain your own cups. Now, because there's Saturn, show up your own shit. You know, shore it up. Now, listen. The card says there's something better. Now, I don't know if maybe some of you are dealing with someone that you are trying to get away from, or you've been dealing with someone who's in a relationship and you have not seen any positive movement and it's creating problems for you. And I don't know if this is speaking about this particular male coming to the realization that there's something better for him. I don't know. The cards don't, this is a general reading. Heaven has something wonderful in mind for you. However, it's not the same thing you have planned. Ask yourself what you would rather have. There's that seven of cups. The very thing you're asking for, or something that would make you much happier or more fulfilled. Sometimes the divine has joys in store for us that we could never imagine on our own. Open your mind and heart to the possibility that you deserve even more than what you're asking for. And trust your angels to guide you in new and exciting directions. Well, look, that's what I have for you. I hope those messages helped. Don't forget the specials that I have going on Friday at midnight. Come on over and join me. Come on over and join the membership. You can get all those articles I was talking about, your charts. It's all kind of good stuff over on the site. Again, you can click on that eye, and that'll take you directly over. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. Until next time, namaste.